responsibilities. Like if you said, Travis, what am I going to have to do to be successful here? This is it, okay? So first of all, number one is you notify people of what you're up to, okay? You notify people of what you're up to. Hey, listen, I've recently gotten involved with this new company that's just launching in the DNA nutrition space. We're looking for a few people a few strategic partners that want to align with us that are interested in helping us launch this product in the market. Hey, listen, so Carmen, where do you live? Do you mind me unmute you real quick? Where do you live? I can't unmute you, so it's not letting me unmute you. Maybe you can unmute. Oh, let's see if it unmutes. That's okay. You know what? You can type it in too.
She has to unmute herself.
There we go. Carmen, where do you live?
I live in Helena, Montana.
You know what? That's great news. That is really, really good news. And let me tell you why. Because the company that I'm associated with is currently launching. That's what happens. We're launching right now in, did you say Helena, Montana?
Yes.
They're launching right now in Helena, Montana. And you know what? I don't even know anybody that's there. And we're looking for a few key strategic partners to lock arms with to help us roll this brand new nutrition product out. And the people that choose to lock arms with us at this stage of the game, they're going to benefit tremendously from what happens from that point forward. If I sent you over a short 3-minute video, would you be willing to take a look at it and just let me know what you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you. Hey, Carolyn, where do you live?
I live in Winnipeg. Woohoo!
Oh my gosh, what a coincidence. Because you know what? We are just now launching Winnipeg. Can you believe that? And you know what?
No way.
There's hardly anybody in Winnipeg that even knows the name Uforia right now. And it just so happens that I'm looking for a few key strategic partners to help me roll this brand new product out in the DNA nutrition space. And the people that choose to lock arms with us right now, they're going to benefit tremendously from everything that happens in that market and potentially all around the world from this point forward. Hey, if I sent you over a 3-minute video, would you be willing to check it out? Let me know what you think.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Cool. See, guys, all I'm doing is I'm notifying people what I'm up to, and then that leads me to my second thing that we do. We invite them to take a closer look, okay? We invite people to take a closer look. Now, here's the deal. People are willing to agree to do something small before they agree to do something much bigger. So there was a study that was done in England, and in this study, they went to an initial group of homes, and they knocked on the door, and they had this big sign. It was a big, ugly sign. And on that sign, it said, "Slow down, children are playing." And so they, one by one, they talked to each homeowner, and they said, "Hey, listen, would it be okay if we put this sign in your garden?" Garden is yard over there. Just trying to do good. Would it be okay if we put this sign in your garden that would help get people to slow down? And every homeowner looked at that sign, and it was ugly. And it was obnoxious, and they're just like, ugh. And they literally had less than 10% of the homeowners that agreed to put that sign in their yard. So then they went to a second group of homes with a much smaller, non-obtrusive, non-obnoxious sign that said the same thing. So they knocked on the door one by one, talked to the homeowners and said, "Look, we're just trying to do good. Would it be okay if we put this small sign in your yard that says, 'Slow down, children are playing'?" This time, 6 out of 10 homeowners actually said yes to the smaller sign. But here's the fascinating thing. After 1 month, they went back to the second group that said yes to the smaller sign with the same big, obnoxious, ugly sign. And this time, here's what they said. They said, "Listen, the sign is too small. Would it be okay if we put a bigger sign in your yard?" Still just trying to do good. Guys, this time, close to 70% of them said yes to the bigger sign. Originally, nobody said yes to it, less than 10%. Now you had close to 70% that said yes. So what does that tell us? People are more willing to agree to do something small before they agree to do something much bigger. Baby steps, right? So for me, I look at it like I like baseball, so I'll kind of draw a baseball diamond, right? So first base over here, you know, if you're a baseball player, they'll teach you that, you know, the number one objective, by the way, I'm not an artist, so don't make fun of my drawings here. But what they're going to teach you if you're a baseball player is if you go up to the plate and you try and hit a home run, like you swing for a home run, what's going to happen is you're going to strike out probably 8 or 9 out of 10 times. You might get a hold of 1 or 2, but you're still batting 100, 200, and that's not good enough. On the other hand, if you focus on just getting on first base, you're going to improve your batting percentage, and you're still going to probably hit 1 or 2 out of the park out of 10, but you're going to get up to 3 or 4. You know, you're going to be batting 300, 400. So the objective that I always teach is, listen, let's just get you on first base, and then we'll work on getting to second base, okay? So you notify people of what you're up to. You invite them to take a closer look. Now, for the people that have questions, okay? So for the people that say, well, this does look interesting. Tell me more about this new company that's rolling out in Helena, Montana, that is looking for a few strategic partners to align with. I'm curious. I'd like to know how it all works. Or, well, let me tell you, I mean, what SNPs are they testing? Or, you know, how do they test your DNA? I mean, is it a blood test? Or, you know, all of those questions, just so you know, behind those questions is a sincere interest, right? So now you have a sincere interest. So what do? We basically take that and we connect them to third-party tools that we've created for you, okay? That's a great question. What I'd love to do is I'd love to send you an overview that explains a little bit more about the business opportunity that we're rolling out in Helena, Montana. Carmen, would that be okay with you? So all I'm doing is I'm pointing and saying, go watch this. Hey, that's a great question about the products. Here's what I'd love to do. I'd love to add you to a private community that we have on Facebook that's dedicated to just testimonials. It has nothing to do with a business opportunity, anything like that. And in this group, there's a lot of different health experts that are in there that also educate on the product. I can tag you on a few different videos that'll answer that question, and it'll allow you to keep an eye on all of the different testimonials that people are having with the product. Would that be okay with you? So all I'm doing is I'm using third-party material to get those questions answered. And from there, what I would do is I'd also perhaps introduce them to my leaders, my upline leaders. I'll talk about the ATM system in just a moment. So I'd say that's a great question. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a little text chain between, or Facebook Messenger between you and some of my upline leaders that have been doing this a little bit longer. They can help answer that question. You know what? I'd love to introduce you to them. They've got an amazing story. I told them a little bit about you, and they said they'd love to meet you and just say hi. So I'm just going to put us all in the same chat. And what happens is that starts a conversation. Your leaders get involved in the process. A lot of times I'll answer questions, and from there I'll just say, hey, listen, do you guys have some time just to hop on a call here today or tomorrow? I'd love to just share with you our experience on the product. And so it's a great gateway to getting on a three-way call. And from there, what do? We collect decisions. We collect decisions. Guys, that's your job description right there. That's it. We notify people of what we're up to, invite them to take a closer look. We use third-party materials and upline leaders to help answer questions, and we collect decisions. And if I had to draw out what that looked like, you know, on like a funnel, it would look like this, right? So the first is notify people of what we're up to, okay? Then invite them to take a closer look. And then for those that have questions, and then we collect decisions. Well, think about it. The funnel's getting smaller and smaller, so people are just removing themselves. People that are not interested are just jumping out of the funnel. It's not for them. That's okay. But ultimately, what we want to do is we just want to collect decisions. But we want to make sure that we collect well-informed decisions. That's a problem with network marketing, is most people form an opinion without knowing all the facts. So what we're trying to do is we want to make sure that, I don't care if somebody says no to me. I just want them to know what they're saying no to. So this is the process. This is the funnel. So then what would determine how many people that you bring into your business, either as a customer or a promoter this month? Very simple. How many people that you put in the funnel? That's it. How many people you put in the funnel and how efficient that you are in this process. You know, there's a pipeline that runs from Alaska all the way down the Pacific coast, all the way into California. And it's the Trans-Pacific gas line. And I just made that up. It sounds good. So there's this gas line that comes all the way down, right? And here's the thing. They have to put the gas in all the way up in Atlanta for it to come all, or in Alaska for it to come all the way down and come out in California. Well, here's the thing. If you're not putting any gas in up here, I promise you there's nothing coming out down here, right? So if you go talk to 2 to 3 people this week, or 3 to 5 people this month, guys, you probably have drops that are coming out here. And it's going to be very difficult to create momentum in your business. Network marketers need to understand that if you get your first 30 days right, everything else will take care of itself. Your first 30 days in this business sets the pace for everything else that happens. And a lot of people get it backwards. They want to ease into the water, right? I don't know if you guys have ever gotten into a cold pool before, but it's miserable when you go in really, really slowly, and you go a little lower, and you're like, oh my gosh, oh, this is cold. If you just jump in, it's cold for a second, and then what happens? It's not so bad, right? Okay, I get used to it. But we torture ourselves as network marketers because we want to just slowly go in. I got to learn the product first. I got to learn this. I'm just going to try it out, maybe talk to one person. Guys, you got to immerse yourself. You really, really have to immerse yourself. And if you do, and you start to just load people into this funnel, I just told my son this before he's driving back up to college right now. I said, look, bottom line is this, Chandler. If you go talk to, and I'm teaching him something called the 552, which we'll talk about that here too today. The 552 pretty much is if you put 5 people in process every single day, you follow up with 5 people, and the goal is to do 2 presentations or 3-way calls a day. If you do that consistently, just 5 days a week, take the weekends off. Now, I'm not saying take the weekends off. I'm just giving you an example. 5 days on, take 2 days off. If you did that for 25 days a month, right, you'd have, think about this, 100 people that you put in process. Just by those small actions every single day. Now, you can do this within 30 minutes to an hour every day. Okay, most people do the business part-time or in their spare time, but you can't do the business sometime. It doesn't work. You got to do the business. You got to commit. Part-time, spare time's fine. Sometime doesn't work at all. So if you put 100 people in this month, I'm just going to tell you this right now, you can be terrible at this business. You can be the worst person in the world. And you're going to find 5 to 10 people that want to buy your product or join your business. I mean, you could be the worst person. You could stumble. You didn't know what you're doing, what you're saying, know nothing about the product. And if you put 100 people in this funnel, and you do this right here, you will find 5 to 10 people that will join your business. Well, think about this. You do that for a year. No, excuse me. You do that for 3 months, okay? You're probably the #1 recruiter on your team or one of the top recruiters on your team. You fan the flame, okay? Now you fan that flame for the next year, and you're probably earning somewhere in the neighborhood of $5,000 to $10,000 a month of income. Just by doing this. Okay, you do that for 2 to 3 years, and you're probably a 6-figure earner in network marketing. I would even say 2 years. If you just did that, 552 every day. Just got to put 5 people in process every day. Got to follow up with 5 people that are in process. And the goal is to take 2 people that have questions and connect them to my leaders so that they can help me do a presentation or do a 3-way call. Guys, that's it. That's the business. I wish I could tell you that, of course there's idiosyncrasies of, little things that you have to learn and skills and improve. And as you improve on those skills, guess what? This 5 to 10 will turn into 20 out of 100. And the numbers only improve. So if you want to know, what do I need to do to get on the leaderboard? And what do I need to do to create momentum? It's go do this for the first month. Go talk to 100 people in the next 30 days. And your business will change. Your life will change. Now, here's what some of you are going to say. I don't know 100 people. Yes, you do. I promise you do. When you say that, what you're saying is your fear is speaking for you, or your belief level is not where it needs to be yet, and we're going to help you get it there. Because think about it this way. If you truly had something that could put an extra $500 to $1,000, forget about the big 6-figure checks for a moment. Okay, network marketing was built on $500 to $1,000 a month. And we've got to get back to that conversation, because when we start talking about Lamborghinis and Ferraris and all these things, people don't even believe that. Their belief level isn't there yet. This industry was built on $500 to $1,000 a month. But if you had something that could help somebody make $500 to $1,000 a month pretty easily, working from their phone, working from home, and it was a guarantee. Now, I know this is not a guarantee, but it was a guarantee. Everybody that you know would want to know about it. And you would want to tell everybody about it, because you could totally change their life. So the only difference between those two is just your belief. That's it. It's just your belief. I saw a post the other day. I don't know who originated it, but it was a good post. It said, if Ancestry.com were to pay you $50,000 this year to just go share the concept with 100 people a month, would you do it? Would you? You knew you could go make, I think how many people work for $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year? Now, I'm not, there's nothing more noble than having a job and working and providing for your family and not knocking incomes at all. I'm just saying, think of how many people fall into that demographic and that category. And if you said to them, listen, if I could show you a way inside of the next year, it's not going to happen overnight, but if I could show you a way within the next 12 months to replace your income, and all you had to do is go tell 100 people a month about Ancestry.com, would you do it? I'm curious, would there be anybody, do you think there'd be a lot of people that would say no to that? I would think that most people would probably say yes. Now, you might get a few no's in there, but that's the reality of what we have here. It's the same thing. Now, are you going to be starting out making $5,000 a month? No, but by that 12th month, you go do exactly what we're talking about here. Yes, you will be. I'm confident in that. I'm absolutely confident in that. The only variable, and the reason why we can't guarantee it, is you and whether you're willing to do this. So that's really what it comes back to, guys. So if you launch right, you create the right momentum in your business, what happens is you create a success story. In your first month, think about it. If you launch your business properly and you create some excitement and energy, and let's say that you go out and put 5 to 10 people into your business in your first month, you probably got most of your money back. You have enough customers now that your product is free. Your confidence went up, your belief level went up. So now when you go start talking to people about the business and they say, well, how's it going for you? You say, it's going amazing. I'm just following the system. I'm just telling 5 people a day about this amazing DNA nutrition. And you know what? I literally already got 100% of my initial investment back. My product is now free. And I can see how over the next 12 months, I'm going to be able to replace my income just telling literally 5 people a day about this nutrition thing. That's something you'd be open to looking at and taking a closer look at. That's it, you guys. So the key is to create your success story. Now, as an upline, speaking to each and every one of you as you bring somebody into the business, as soon as you sponsor someone, guess what? You're a mentor. You may not look at yourself as a mentor, but you're now a mentor, right? I talked a lot about this on the Monday night call. You're now a leader, even if it's just one, right? Leader of one, leader of many. If you can't lead one, then you can't lead any. You got to learn, and that starts with you. You got to be able to lead yourself. So how do I help my people be successful? Well, I need to make sure that in the first 30 days, I give them a success story. That's what once I get them to the point where they've sponsored the 5 to 10 in the first month and they've learned this and understanding the processes of how to notify people, the transitions of how to invite them to take a closer look, working with them and massaging that a little bit. And I give them a success story. It's kind of like I'm kicking them out the nest now. Go fly. I'm here I'm here for 3-way calls. Put me in your group chats. Call me if you need me, but it's time for you to go fly now. So as a leader, that's my job, is that first 30 days is to help give them a success story. Now, again, part of that is I have to identify whether I have a duck or an eagle, right? You can't send a duck to eagle school. So how do I do that? I give them small assignments when they first get started in the business. I share little things with them like, listen, we need a names list. That's the first thing I need you to do is put the names list together. From there, what we're going to do is we're going to start with your hot market. And I'm going to teach you the hot market system. This is the next topic I'm going to talk about. And I'm going to show you how to go get 7 to 10 customers in the first 7 days that you launch your business. And these are the action steps that I need you to take over the next 7 days. And I want you to report in every day with me and just tell me exactly how it's going, the dialogue that you're getting so that I can help you through that. And if there's nothing that happens and I don't see anything happening, do I have a duck or an eagle? Right? So to me, part of my evaluation process is to determine, and some of that, by the way, is fear. So you have to understand the difference between duck and an eagle and just somebody who's afraid. And so sometimes you have to kind of coach them through the process and give them a little gentle nudge or even do it with them in the beginning. But I spend 80% of my time with the 20% of the people that are doing the work. I have a hot list that's right over on my window. And on that hot list are people that are movers and shakers. You know who those are? Those are the people that reach out to me like Kevin and Sarah and say, listen, we want you to know who we are. We want you to know our name. We want to work with you. We want to blow this thing up. And we're not just going to talk, but we're going to actually go do this. And that's why I'm on this Saturday call with this team and with this group, because they made it known to me that they are serious about this business. So they're on my hot list. That's how I work. So let me talk about hot market for a moment. So hot market system works like this. It never made sense to me in network marketing, actually bugged me, that kind of in the older school days, what they would do is they'd sell you a large pack. They'd say, let's just say $1,000. Back in the day, we sold $1,500, even $2,000 packs. Someone would sell you a pack and they'd run away. They just sell you a large pack, and their whole goal was just to get front-end money, front-end volume out of you. And it ticked me off, because really, you're just running through the numbers. You're putting them in the front door as quickly as running out the back door. And so here's what would happen. So you'd get somebody on the line and they're interested, and you'd say, listen, the biggest pack is the best way to get started, because that's how you maximize the compensation plan. You're going to need all these products, and you're going to need that big pull-up stand that comes in there and all those brochures and all those business cards. Like back in the day, they'd throw all this stuff in there just to try and build value in the larger packs. And you're going to need all that. That's what winners do. That's what leaders do, is they buy that big pack, right? And so the person would buy the big pack. So they're happy, they're excited, right? So they, look, I just spent, my $1,000. I'm trusting that this is going to work out. So, they've got their money in hand. Here's my $1,000. A couple days later, big semi truck pulls up in the front yard, right? I'm not a very good drawer, but big semi truck pulls up in the front yard. And box after box comes to the front door. So they open the door and they're like, wow, that's a lot of product. Like, I didn't know I was getting this much product. I don't know where I'm going to put some of this stuff, right? So they start putting it up in the cupboards. There's an extra box. They put a little sheet over it with a lamp on it. Now it's like a furniture fixture, so that they got product everywhere in their house. But they're okay. They're feeling good. They're thinking, okay, I'm going to get rid of this product. I'm trusting the process. And then here's what the upline would tell them to do. Okay, make your names list. All right, I'll make my names list. All right, call these people up and ask them if they're interested in the business opportunity. And the person would be like, ooh, I mean, I don't have any credibility yet. I don't really, I mean, that's kind of an uncomfortable feeling, but I'll try it, I'll try. So they reach out to, their mom. Or first they reach out to a friend. Hey, listen, Scott went to this meeting the other day, super excited. I got all this product, start a business. And then the friend says what? Oh, you got taken by one of those things? Seriously? Oh man, you know what? I've done those things. They don't work for me. And the person's like, their friend's kind of like this now. They're kind of like, maybe they just had a bad experience. I'm going to go talk to somebody else. So then they go and they talk to their mom. And they're like, Mom, listen, you got to help me out here. You're my mom. And your mom's like, well, listen, you know what, honey? I'm already ordering skincare from over here. And I'm not really interested in those things. And mom even says no. And now they're going, this doesn't feel good. Even my best friend and my mom rejected me. So then what happens is they kind of start, avoiding talking to more people about the business, but they're still hanging on. They're getting on the Wednesday night call and they hear about like somebody that just joined the business and they sponsored 75 people in the first month. They're like, oh yeah, congratulations. My mom's telling me no, right? But they're hanging on. They're giving them a little bit of hope. And so they, they maybe go and they talk to maybe one other person. They don't do it right because they haven't learned the system. They're rejected. What eventually happens is a month goes by. And what happens in a month? The auto ship hits, right? Wait, what's this $165 charge on my bank account? Well, hold on a second. Oh, there's the dang truck that shows up in my front yard again. Here's your product. And you're thinking, thanks. I've got like 50 of these boxes staged around my house everywhere. What do I do with it, right? So now, they sleep in on Saturday. They miss the Saturday call. I'll catch it later, but they really don't. And then, another couple of weeks goes by, and now they're like seeing all this product around their house and like, dang product. Why did I even buy this product? Like, I'm not even cut out for this. I'm not any good at this. And so then what happens? Auto ship hits again, product arrives again. And then now it's the product the second time is just the reminder. I got to shut that thing off, right? That's just the reminder. So they shut their product off. And by the third month, here's the statistic, just so you guys know, 86 days later, they're a statistic in network marketing. 86 days is the average before somebody quits network marketing. That's the Direct Sales Association says. Does this sound familiar? No, I need it come back and get it in 5 minutes. Does that sound familiar to anybody that's been in network marketing before? So how do we change this cycle? That's been the thing that I've been obsessed with for years. So I'm going to show you how you change the cycle right now. So you got to understand that 10% of the people that come into your business will have credibility. They're the doctors, they're the lawyers, they're the experienced network marketing leaders. They have the ability to call up their list of hot market friends and say, look, I'm doing this and you're doing it with me. And they're like, oh, you're doing this? Oh, I need to take a look. 90% of them don't. 90% of them don't have that credibility. They don't have that belief. They don't yet have that confidence. We're gonna give them the success story to help them have credibility, and we're gonna help them in stages build belief and confidence. So how can we help that 90%? Well, here's how I do it. So number one, I do believe that somebody should strongly consider coming in on a 10-pack in this company. I believe that it sets you up for the most amount of success. Not because I'm trying to front load or build volume. It's not why. I'll tell you why. In business, the number one thing, your number one objective is to be profitable. To be profitable, you have to maximize the compensation plan. A 10-pack allows you to be able to come in right from the very beginning, and it allows you to be able to move yourself up to discounts and dividends for a full month, which means you're essentially now getting a $20 override on all the kits that are coming into your organization and the 10 kits that you bought yourself. So you're getting a $200 guaranteed check the next month just off of your own on yourself. plus the overrides and the people that are coming into your business. But not only that, but what it also does is it now allows you to get shares in the Üfortion pool. So you're getting those 5 shares in the Üfortion pool, and how that works is they just take 10% of the volume coming into the organization every month, and they put it all into a pool, and however many people qualify determines the price per share, and you get shares in that pool. And here's the other thing that it does, is it gives you product and inventory right from the very beginning. Now, you're probably saying, well, wait a second, I thought that they had product inventory scattered around the house. Well, here's the difference. The difference is what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that new distributor and I'm going to say, look, I just need you to make a list, and I just need 20 names to start with, and this is your hot market. Let me define hot market. This are people that if you broke down on 2 o'clock in the morning, you could call them and they would show up for you. One friend referred to them as soda pop people. They're the people that would walk through your front door, go grab a soda out of your fridge and go sit down on the couch, and you wouldn't look at them like they're crazy, okay? People that you work closely with, these are the people that need to be on your list. Friends, family, close, those type of people. Okay, now, we already know that one of the things that I put a post up the other day, and people thought I was crazy. I said, hey, listen, based on the nature of the relationship that we have right now, some of you just added me on Facebook and we're just getting to know me. Some of you have known me for years, but based on whatever that relationship is, if I asked you to lend me $20 because I needed some help, would you be willing to lend me $20? And everyone was like, dude, is Travis okay? Like, it was funny to see kind of the responses, but 98% of the people said, yes, I would. I'd lend you $20. And it was an interesting experiment. And I told them, I says, I'll come back later and explain why I'm asking. So that's close to 100 comments. And I'm pretty sure there was only 1 or 2 people that said, no, sorry, I wouldn't do it. I said, that's okay, that's fine. Crossing you off the Christmas card list. But anyways, no, I'm teasing. But anyways, so here was my point. My point is we all have this circle of people that are around us that if we went to them and asked for help, they would be glad to help. They would be glad to help. Why? Because we all want to be a part of something bigger than ourselves. It's what really, true fulfillment comes from contribution. True fulfillment comes from contribution and making a difference in somebody else's life. You realize as you get more and more into this business, in the beginning for me, it was about just survival. But when I shifted over and I started to realize that it was about making an impact in other people's lives, that's when my check really started to grow. And I realized that's what makes me the happiest in life. And I think that most people are that way. Not everybody, but most people, especially the people that are in our inner circle, we just have to be willing to ask them for help. So the easiest way to get someone to just watch your 3-minute video is to just ask them for help. This is really what I've been working with my son Chandler on over the last few days is, listen, if I sign you up in a business and tell you to go out and try to recruit people, I'm setting you up for failure because you don't have credibility yet. You don't have those skills. But I know I can do this. If you just give me 20 names of people that are close to you, or if you met some, I told them, I said, look, your friends, I know you became close to some of their parents because you were always over there. Those are people that it's okay to reach out to. And so here's what I have people do. Once they give me that names list of 20 people, I usually have them text because texting is a little bit easier for them in the beginning than picking up the phone and calling somebody. They're a little bit afraid to do that still. And texting is how most people communicate today. I texted my son the other day and said, hey, I called him. He didn't answer. Text me right back. He's like, what's up? I'm like, what's up? I need you to pick up the phone. I'm trying to get a hold of you, right? That's like how people communicate. So I had him send a text message out. And the first text was went like this. Hey, Josh, hope the new year's going well. I need a favor, and I was hoping you could help. Text me back when you get a minute. No, he said, text me back when you get a minute. I need a favor, and I was hoping you could help. So just, text me back, need a favor, hoping you could help. So he's asking for help, right? So I need help. So the person right away texts right back and says, sure, what's up? What's up? What can I do to help? Okay, what's up? From there, he just says, listen. Okay, and by the way, these scripts are all in Uforia Legacy under announcements, this exact script that I'm sharing with you, okay? So he says, just launched a new business. Don't worry, not gonna ask you to join anything. I just need some help. I need a few people that I trust and respect to just watch a 3-minute video and just tell me what they think. If I send it over, would you watch it? And let me know what you think, right? So just, hey, would you watch a little 3-minute video for me and let me know what you think? Person says, sure, I could do that, no problem. He says, great. So that's text number 3. Great, thank you so much. Just so you know up front, I'm trying to find 10 people, 10 customers this week that are willing to try my product just for a month and just give me their testimonial. And I'm willing to give them a $100 off coupon to help me get started in my business. With that, so he's not playing any games. He lets them know up front. Let me know if you think this is a product that would benefit you or somebody that you love or care about. So what did he do? He went out and he, by the way, this texting that he did it all in one day. He did it in about 25 minutes. He got in touch with all 20 of these people. He sent those text messages out. From there, guess what happened? And so where am I at in the funnel? He notified people of what he was up to. He invited them to take a closer look, right? So he notified people, invited them. Well, out of those people that he sent, he had about 5 people that said, got some questions. This is great. Now here's what you do. Send him here, add him to this group, have him watch this video. And you know what happened? Literally the next day, he had 3 three-way calls scheduled for me. He's 18, you guys. He's 18 years old. He has no credibility. His friends are broke. But he had 3 three-way calls for me. And one of them is going to join today. He's waiting on me just to explain the different packages to get started. So if an 18-year-old can do this, you can do this. But my point is, how do we change the whole dynamic? So going back to that scenario, first of all, the goal that I have for somebody that's new, when they buy a 10-pack is to keep 1 to 2 kits for themselves, right? If they have a spouse, great. But my goal is to help them move their inventory first. If we all started a business together, the number one objective would be to move our inventory. If we started a shoe store, it would be, let's buy the inventory, let's move it first. It never made sense to me that we said, hey, buy this inventory and then go put it up on your shelves and let's go try to recruit people. No. We have to give those people a success story. We have to give them small, simple tasks that allow them to build confidence and belief. And guess what happens? I want you to take a look at this scenario, what we just did for this person, right? So my goal is with the hot market system is to help them move their inventory first. So start with a 10-pack, okay? They spend whatever, $1,250 on the 10-pack. Okay, they keep 1 or 2 for themselves. Now, my goal is to help them go move 8 of those kits for $160 a piece in the first 7 days. Let me ask you a question. I want to know the answer to this. Every one of you, I want you to be honest. If I took out my keys to my Mercedes and I put it right here and I said, listen, you got to go sell 8 kits in the next 7 days. You can't buy them yourselves, but you actually have to sell 8 of these kits in the next 7 days and you get my car keys. The car's yours, free and clear. Could you do it? Could you do it? Is there anybody here that couldn't do it? You'd figure it out, right? You would figure it out. My point is, if you do this, if you truly challenge yourself, when I sponsor someone, I do little fun challenges. Like, look, let's do a little fun challenge. If you do this in the first 7 days, I'll give you a, where's your favorite restaurant? What's your favorite, Starbucks, whatever. I'll give you a $50 gift card. Let's have a little challenge here. Okay, a little challenge, something fun. So I give them a goal, I give them a task, and then I tell them how to do it. Let me show you the hot market system. In fact, here's a hot market training video that Travis did. I want you to watch this, and then here's the scripts. So I don't just tell them what to do, I show them how to do it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go out and we're gonna use the hot market to move those kits first. By doing that, they're gonna make $1,200, which essentially means they're getting their money back within the first 7 days, okay? Not only that, but now they have enough customers that their product is now free and they're never going to have to pay for it again. How many of you here have people say, well, that's too expensive. $160 is a lot of money. First of all, number one, dollars follow value. $7 a day is not too much money. People go out and buy $10 juices every single day. They buy $7 Frappuccinos. By the way, the cold foam brew at coffee, I'm just telling you guys, I'm so addicted to this right now. It's horrible, but it is so good. It's called cold foam cold brew. So good. $7 probably. It's really good. My point is this. It's not too much. Dollars follow value. $7 a day to be able to, you're either going to pay for it now, pay for it later. Which would you choose, right? That's really what it comes down to when it comes to your health. So don't ever let somebody tell you this is too expensive, because it's not. If you were to go to Isogenics, you'd spend almost $160 just on protein shakes for 30 days. If you wanted to add a cleanse to that, you'd spend another $100. And then on top of that, if you wanted a thermogenic, you'd spend $50 to $60 and you'd be at over $300 a month. So, it is very relative. It's very, very relative. And there's a huge demographic of people that are out there that are willing to pay more for organic. They're willing to pay more for a fresh squeezed juice every day. That demographic is growing, and that is your demographic. So don't ever think, never project your pocketbook on somebody, on others. I know when I was broke, when I first started out, I was like, whew, it's a lot of money. It was to me. But sometimes we project our own personal finance situation on someone else. Just know there's a huge demographic of people that are out there. That's why when you go to the grocery store, the organic section is growing, right? The all natural section is growing. It's because people are willing to pay for those things because they're becoming smarter and smarter and understanding what's going on in the world today. So I go help them get 8 customers. They get 100% of their initial investment back. Their product is now free. Did I change the dynamic of that person, right? That same person that was going to quit in 86 days now got their money back. Even if they didn't do it in the first 7 days and they did it in the first 14 or the first 21, they got 100% of their initial investment back. They now have their product for free. I've now given them confidence, and I've given them a story. I've given them all they need to be successful in network marketing, because all they have to do now is go tell that story over and over again. Hey, listen, are you interested in making $500 to $1,000 a month? I could show you very easily how you could do that. All you have to do is go tell people about this DNA nutrition product. How's it going for you? It's going great. I've already got 100% of my money back. See how that works? I've changed the dynamic. Now, in 86 days, is that person going to quit? They're not going to quit. Their product is free. They're getting a check that's coming in for residual check from their customers. It's proven that even if somebody gets a $67 check every month, they celebrate the heck out of that because it's residual. It's like, look at this. They frame it. They frame it because it's residual. So they're not quitting. So how do we really grow? And by the way, for those of you that are thinking big term now, do you want somebody that comes in and quits at 86 days? Or do you want this duplicating in your organization? Somebody came in, they went and got 8 customers in their first month. And then you know what? We taught them to do the same thing, and they went out and got 8 customers in their business. Think about that. You're building an army of customers in your business. So I don't think enough people in our community, in our organization, really understand the power of this yet. I've shared it a few times. A few people are getting it, but I don't think they truly understand the power. And I'm sharing this with you because I'm going to start talking more and more about this. If you make it your priority when you bring somebody in, and make it the #1 goal is to help somebody move their product first, set them up for success with a 10-pack, but don't just set them up for success. Tell them, look, and show them, I have a way to get you your money back within the first, for good 7 days, even in the first 30 days. And make that your priority, and then teach them to do the same thing. You will build a massive organization of customers that will completely set you free. It'll change the dynamic. You're either going to be the recruiter that just brings people in and lets them flounder along, and you lose 80% of them, and 20% of them rise to the top, or you're going to be the person that really creates huge. And this is the difference between making 10 grand a month in network marketing and making 100. You can probably get to 10 grand a month just by loading them in the front door and half of them or more running out the back door. How do you get here? Exactly what I'm teaching you right now. That is the difference between a 6-figure earner and a 7-figure earner in network marketing. So the only other thing that I have for you guys is ATM. So hot market system is how you launch. Okay, ATM. Some of you guys have probably heard the acronym before. ATM, right? Add people to our groups. We have 2 groups, Üforia testimonials. Okay, by the way, that's why I need everybody who has a product testimonial to share it in here, because that's where the value comes from in the group. So add to Üforia testimonials. And then we also have becoming a nutritionist. Now, a lot of people are like, why are there so many groups? I get it, but here's the thing. I don't want business talk in the testimonial group. I want that to be a safe environment specifically for people that want to come and just learn about the products and never be exposed to the business opportunity. And I want that to be just 100% testimonials and product education. You can take it now. So Üforia testimonials. So here's how this works. I notify somebody of what I'm up to, invite them to take a closer look. Hey, this is a really interesting product. I have some questions about the SNPs or whatever the question is. That's a great question. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add you to a private community that focuses just on the testimonials. There's thousands of people that are in there that are sharing how the product is working for them. Tag you on a few things that are going to answer your question and give you a chance to look around a little bit and just see for yourself what's happening. Does that work for you? Okay, now I didn't say, hey, Kevin, would it be okay if I added you to this community? No. I said, hey, Kevin, listen, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and add you to this community that does this, this, and this. So I'm being assumptive, right? So, and everybody says, sure, yeah, go ahead and add me. Now, you do have to be friends with them on Facebook. So if they're not friends with you, they need to be friends first. Some cases, if not, you just had to go grab the link to the group and send it to them. Add into the testimonial page, okay? So that's number one. Then I tag them on a few things. Okay, if you notice in our groups, they're very well organized. Click on units, and it'll show you all of the organized different groups and categories of those posts. So you don't have to go scroll through tons of things to find the information. I always, in the group like this, I always start with the 8-minute how it works video that explains the DNA kit, and I tag them on that. And then I usually will tag them on a strong testimonial just to get them looking around, okay? Now, if somebody says, man, I'm interested in the money. How's the money work? I'm interested in the business part of this. I will probably still add them to Üforia testimonials just to build belief on the product, but I'm going to add them to becoming a nutritionist because I want them to be able to see the business information. So becoming a nutritionist has all of the relevant business information. Now, some people might say, well, why don't you send them to our team page? I don't want prospects on our team page because I'm communicating differently to our team members than I am to prospects that are looking at the business. I don't want them to see our strategies and they're going to look, I mean, that's not what I want. So there's 3 main groups. We have a team page, we have our testimonial page, and then we have a becoming a nutritionist. Now, your own individual team leaders might have their own groups just for their own communities, and that's totally cool. We don't have a problem with that. I encourage that. You know, I want the leaders to own their teams. We're here to support you. We provide umbrella support. This is just the system that we use for ATM. So add tag, now you might say, what's in? Message. So now they come back after being in that group for a couple of days and say, well, I've got a couple of questions. That's a great question. I'm going to go ahead and put a group together on Facebook that connects us to my leaders. You know, I want to introduce you to Brett. He's a naturopath, or he's a naturopathic doctor. He's amazing. He's on the field advisory board. I'm going to introduce you to Rachel. Rachel's one of the top earners. You know, she's a lady boss, one of the top earners in network marketing today. And I want to just connect us because she can help answer some of these questions, right? So now you connect them, and then that starts the dialogue that eventually leads to a 3-way call that helps them get to the point where they're ready to give you a decision. So ATM and hot market, if you learn those 2 systems and you implement the funnel that I taught you today, guys, you're done. That's the key to this business. The only other thing that I would say is consistency, right? Go back to 552. If it's 552, but I'm only doing that once or twice a month, again, you're going to get drips that come out of your little gas pipe that's coming out of there, right? You got to load the funnel. And the way that you do that is, and by the way, that new person in the hot market, 20 names, after they've done that first 20, and I've built a little confidence and they've seen how easy it is, that's when I expand the list to the 100. And we keep working through the rest of the month because I wanted them. To me, there's nothing more intimidating than taking some new person, okay, go put 200 names down on a piece of paper. They're like, what? I don't even know 200 people, right? And they're intimidated and they're like, I don't want to reach out to that person. What are they going to think? So I always start with 20, build belief first, get them into action, and then I come back 14 days later and we expand on that list. That's all I've got for you guys.